everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kay and this is my world. Today's video is a video that I never thought that I would make. I was always somebody to watch apartment tour videos. Even when I was younger, I always loved watching it, but I never in a million years literally dreamt of me being the one to make one of these videos before. As you can see by the title, I am moving to DC in my first big girl apartment. I am very excited and I'm very blessed for this opportunity. The reason why I am moving is because I basically got accepted into graduate school. I will be graduating with my doctorate in occupational therapy and I'm very excited for that, and that is something that I am also going to hopefully bring content to for this channel. I'm very passionate about it and I'll make a whole separate video about that when the time comes. But yeah, I'm moving to DC to start my career in my next chapter, graduate chapter. Sorry y'all, my hair literally frizzed out during the workday. I literally just got off work and decided to film this video because I don't know when I will film it at this point. It's currently May 6th. In March, me and my partner went to DC to start the apartment touring experience. We toured I think 4 to 5 apartments and we ended up signing a lease for an apartment and getting approved, and now we have the apartment and we will be moving in during this summertime. So hopefully I'll make some content around that as well. I don't know yet because I want to be kind of private about it and, you know, not leak my information, but we'll figure it out. I'm just going to go straight into this video and keep my blabbering short. This is basically everything that I was looking for, me and my partner were looking for in an apartment. I needed this. I needed a close metro. I didn't want to be far away from my school, nor did I not want to have access to transportation because studying is very, very, very important to me. So I needed to be a close distance to the metro. The second thing that obviously was a non-negotiable is that we needed somewhere that was pretty much safe. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Our budget was $1,700, $1,700 being the max, pushing it. Luckily we did find something that was cheaper than that. Thank you. We needed in-unit laundry, absolutely no pest, and one of the pests that I cannot stand is roaches. Like if there was a single Google review for roaches, it was not happening. Like I can't do roaches. I don't care if they're natural, I don't really care. I can't do them. Like I don't care. We definitely needed a parking garage for my partner for when he has to commute to his school and for, you know, obviously to store his car. One of the negotiables for my partner and I were 30 to 45 minute commute time. Luckily for the apartment that we got, the commute time is way less for me. It is about obviously in his range for his school. We wanted at least 450 square foot or up. We wanted no lesser than that. My boyfriend was like, he doesn't want to feel like he's in a hotel room. I understood because it is the two of us, so it is what it is. So yeah, I'm just going to get started with the showings and all the videos that I have. There are some videos that I had to record on my phone because I forgot to bring my camera on the first day. So the first apartment that we toured March 22nd was Hecht Warehouse, located in Ivy City. Now Hecht Warehouse is an industrial type apartment feel. For what we were looking at, I think it was up to 500 square feet. A little bit around that square footage, around 500 square feet is what we were looking for. I absolutely did like Hecht. It was located in this small industrial town, and the thing with industrial towns, which was a very big con for me, is that it is absolutely isolated from everything. There was no metro nearby. The nearest metro was about a 15-minute walk, but because the apartment wasn't in a walkable location, you would have to walk on a main road, and that's not very safe for me personally. So that was obviously something that we didn't want to pursue in. They do have a shuttle that runs from, I think it's Monday through Friday 9 to 5 p.m. I'll have it here. They do have a shuttle that does run. However, ignore my dog. However, I didn't really feel comfortable with that shuttle because if I wanted to study on the weekends or go to work on the weekends or go to Central DC on the weekend, I wouldn't be able to do so. apartment did have amazing amenities. I will say it had a wine cellar, it had a beautiful gym. Like honestly, out of all the apartments that we toured, including the one that I signed, Hecht Warehouse had the best gym. So if that's something that you are very passionate about, having a really good gym, I would say hands down Hecht had the best gym that I saw so far in DC. Amazing gym. It also had like a garden to plant stuff in. Let's see. Yeah, I had a garden to plant stuff in and whatnot. For me personally, the other con was that I did not like the bathrooms. I didn't like how it looked. It just looked a little tacky to me. I hated the tile floor, and for me personally, I'm very big on sensory and lighting and tile and whatnot, so I just didn't really like the bathroom. This was one of the biggest contenders for us, but we ultimately did not sign, again because of the location and the distance from school. I think this apartment was going for $15.83. It was fairly cheap, but I think again someone already took it because we were not taking it. The next apartment that we went to see the next day was Arcade Sunshine. Arcade Sunshine, I don't remember where it was located. It was a little bit close to Howard. I don't remember the community. I'll put it here. When we got there was absolutely no studios to look at. We are looking for a studio. There was no studios to look at, so we ended up just looking at like a 1-bedroom and a 2-bedroom. Everything was sold out, so obviously we didn't, you know, really bother with it. I think the price point for 1 bedroom was like $2,100, and we just were not interested. It was very nice for what it was worth. The location was okay. I really did like, and this is also for Hecht as well, I really did like how the concierge, the front door, had security, so you couldn't really go into the apartments without being buzzed in. And I really liked that, being that some of these apartments were located in the city, of course, and you don't want just anyone walking into the lobby or walking into your apartment. So it was very secure for both Arcade Sunshine and Hecht Warehouse. Again, we just really didn't proceed with Arcade Sunshine because there wasn't really a studio that we could purchase, and it was way above our price point. It also did have a garden. It had a rooftop terrace which was open to the public at any time. It had a study room. I will say the amenities were not as great as Hecht Warehouse, and the gym was okay. Like I said, Hecht Warehouse had the best gym, but again, it wasn't that bad. Honestly, if it did have studios available, we probably would have considered it. It did have a running special as well. Anyways, so that was Arcade Sunshine. Again, I don't know where it was located. I don't really know DC like that, but I will say the next apartment was about a 10-minute walk from Arcade Sunshine, and this apartment was called Trellis House, I think, or Trellis House or Trellis Apartment, something like that. This was located literally right outside Howard University. So I know Howard is in the Shaw neighborhood, so I'm thinking Trellis is in the Shaw neighborhood, and I would assume Arcade Sunshine is also in the Shaw neighborhood. Not too sure about that. I'm a noob. But Trellis House was the next apartment that we went to, again located right outside Howard University. So it was pretty much central to student life, and it had a lot of people that were our age. This apartment was not bad, but for us it just really wasn't good. It was the top of our budget. It's at $1,750, I think, or $1,720. I think it was $1,750. Top of our budget. I really did love the hardwood floors, and it looked like real hardwood floors. To know me is to know that I'm not really a fan of vinyl. I don't really like how it feels underneath my feet, but this apartment did have what it seemed to be hardwood floors, so I really did like that. However, for the price, I just didn't feel like it was a good purchase for me and my partner. There was unnecessary fees at that. There was like a $3 monthly convenience fee, and I was like, what is the convenience for? Like, what is the convenience for? What is it for? $3 convenience fee every month. There was a $15 trash fee. There was a $17 gym fee, I believe. So every month, those are all monthly prices. The gym, again, was not that great for me to be paying monthly for it, on top of a $1,750 rent price. So I was like, okay, like, no. Like, service and everything was great. Again, like Arcade Sunshine and Hecht Warehouse, Trellis House did have a secured building, a secured concierge, which we really did appreciate. Again, because of DC and what it is, it seemed like a safe place to be. It also did have an Amazon locker, which I did notice that the other apartments did not have. Again, it wasn't that bad if that's something that you're into. Like, it wasn't a bad apartment at all. It was just not what me and my partner were looking for, because I just felt like it was just doing too much. Like, $3 convenience fee. I am very thrift, so I needed to know what the convenience fee was for. I will say we walked like maybe 5 minutes outside of Trella's house, and there was a lot of shops and stuff like that, so maybe that's what the convenience fee was for. But to be frank, where we ended up signing has a lot of places nearby anyways, and there was no convenience fee. So I just really thought they were being a little bit greedy, if you will. But again, not bad. Now, the next apartment that we looked at, I think, is the last apartment. This one needs a deep breath, because this apartment that we looked at was, let me tell y'all the story before we look at this apartment. This apartment is located on H Street. Me and my partner were walking from, I don't remember where we were walking from. I think we were walking from like a pho place. We had pho on H Street, and we are walking to this apartment, this location. Y'all, my boyfriend is on the sidewalk. Like, he's closest to the road and I'm inside of the sidewalk. And, you know, I look to my right and I see that there's a bullet, like somebody shot out a window, and the store owner of that location, of that store, decided to cover it up with a band-aid. But because bullet shots or bullets have like a very specialized look, and you know, the radius shatter and stuff like that, I knew that it was a bullet. Like, I knew what it was. And this was right connected to the apartment, like the store right next to the apartment. So that was the first red flag for me. The second red flag that both me and my boyfriend peeped was the doors were wide open. Wide open. Out of all the apartments that we toured, none of their doors were open to the public. Their door was wide open. Mind you, where we're walking through is a very rough area. I understand it's DC. Listen, I'm from New York. I understand all of that. But the fact that the door is open for these people who are displaced to come into the building and do whatever made me and my partner very, very, very uncomfortable. Upon entering the location, we noticed how there were people that don't live there sitting in the lobby talking, but we kept it cool, whatever. We go to the person, the concierge, and we're like, hey, we have, you know, a apartment tour scheduled. He sent us to some other location in the back of the lobby where I guess the real estate agents, they sit. We check in with them and we come back to sit in the lobby. So much transpired during this time where we are waiting for the real estate agent to come out and give us a tour, or whatever they're called. I guess the door is broken, which is why the door is open for whatever reason. So actual people who live there can't get inside because their fobs don't work. At some point during the time that we were waiting, the door had closed and people were like banging on the door to try to get in. There is a couple of two. A lady who walked in and she seemed perfectly fine up until her partner walked in. He was like moving around kind of funny, like he was moving around like he was on something. And they were like, oh, we're here to see so-and-so. We're here to go to so-and-so's apartment. And the concierge, and I'm saying concierge because he was not doing his job at all. He seemed to be, again, our age, probably a college student, and probably just like did not care. He was just like, okay, go. And they went to Mr. So-and-so's apartment. I was looking at this, but I didn't really think much of it. And obviously my boyfriend is on high alert now because of the fact that there was a bullet next door. So we're just on high alert at this point. A couple minutes later, a lady walks in. She tells the concierge, y'all were not supposed to let those people in. Those people do not live here, and y'all always do that. Y'all always let people come into this apartment and go wherever they want to go. And the concierge is just like, oh really, they don't live here? Like, he's very nonchalant, lackadaisical, like he really like doesn't care. And she's like, yeah, y'all do this all the time. Like, she's cussing at him because at this point I could tell like she was fed up. Like, this is an occurrence that happens all of the time. So she storms off and she's like, y'all just let random people come in here, da da da. So I'm thinking the concierge is going to get on the phone and call security or something like that and get the people from wherever they went. The concierge just goes on his phone and doesn't care, doesn't call security, doesn't do anything about it. Me and my boyfriend look at each other and he tells me, he was like, we are not, like, I don't care how this apartment tour goes, Acacia, we're not doing it. we're not doing it. I was like, okay, like I agree with you. Okay, so many red flags had just transpired in like 10 to 15 minutes. Like God was telling us absolutely not, like you're not signing here. Finally our leasing agent comes and she's like, okay, are you guys ready for the tour? And we're like, yes. Now I have to just go ahead and show the video because I have no recollection of this apartment. Oh, fireworks. It was not memorable. Quite literally, I don't remember it. Like, we were walking through the hallways and I was just looking at the type of people that lived there, and I just didn't feel like I would be safe, especially with my partner. I just didn't really feel like safe. So we're in the elevator and my boyfriend asked the leasing agent, he's like, is this a safe environment for us to live in, for, you know, people to live in? Like, do you think this is a safe environment? And she was like, yeah, you know, it's DC, like it's relatively safe, whatever. DC is DC, and you always have to be, you know, understanding of what DC is. So she gives us the answer that, you know, basically everybody gave us at that point. And he was like, okay, so what safety? He was like, do you guys ever have any security measures, anything that really happens at the apartment? And she bold-faced just lied, even though we just saw what happened. We just saw what transpired, the 15 minutes that we were waiting for you. She was like, yeah, it's pretty safe for the most part. Like, nothing really happens here. My boyfriend was like, oh, okay. The tour ends. We, you know, finish the tour, whatever. And we're just sitting there trying to figure out what we're going to do after the tour. We were just figuring out, like, what's the next move? What's the next move? While we were figuring out what the next move was, we hear a big scourge. Like, scorching bad. Like really bad. I guess a resident had came in and she immediately ran up the stairs. She was running up the stairs and she stopped and she froze in her tracks. The concierge that didn't do his job before came running out behind his desk and was like looking. And me and my boyfriend are like looking at each other. Mind you, again, I'm from New York, my boyfriend's from the dirty South. So I don't want to say it didn't faze us, but we're kind of just like, we're not acting like fanned out, like we're trying to see what's going on. Like we're trying to figure out, is it a situation where we have to run, or are people being silly, haha? And again, there was a bullet right by the apartment. So I don't know if this is a drive-by situation. I was starting to like worry about if I was going to hear some pops, but I didn't hear any pops. So I was like, okay, I think we're good. After all that happened, it just turned out to be a car was just doing donuts in the middle of the street. Mind you, this is H Street. Like, this is not like a parking lot, this is a street. Like quite literally like a street with ongoing traffic. The lady goes, oh, I thought something was gonna happen again. I got so scared. The concierge is just like, yeah, me too, I thought it was about to go down. Me and my boyfriend look at each other and we're like, we need to get out of here. Like, this is awful. Because of the bad review that I gave this apartment, matter of fact, I'm just gonna give the name. The name is Avec on H Street. The reviews were terrible, but me and my boyfriend don't really take reviews all the way seriously because some people have different standards and whatnot. So some people may complain over the littlest things while other people may tell the truth. So the reviews for Avec were just very poor to begin with. They were saying that people steal their packages, that people are homeless and they let homeless people come in and do whatever. And we just saw all of that transpire right before our eyes. Like, it was actually a thing. Like, they were not lying, quite literally. So we just decided that that was not the apartment for us. That was not the location. My boyfriend was like, I don't feel comfortable with you coming back from school late at night or after sundown, and this is the location that we're going to be living at. He was like, absolutely not. Like, this is not it. So if you're interested in that, don't be. I will say, I'm going to end it on a positive note. The view that Avec on H Street had on their terrace was so beautiful. You could see the Capitol, you could see the Lincoln Memorial, you could see, oh my god, what is that thing called, the Washington Monument. You could see all of like the tourist spots from the rooftop. It was so beautiful, and I did capture that on my camera because it was actually so beautiful. But for what it's worth and for what my safety is worth, it just wasn't worth it. And we did again sign to an apartment, but I'll let that be a surprise for another video. I am hoping to do a whole series about this apartment, about furnishing, buying stuff for the apartment and everything like that. I am so excited for this move, and hopefully I will push out more content now that I'm not in an area that's so isolated. But yeah, that is the end of my apartment touring video. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and make sure to comment down below what you guys think and what videos you would like to see revolving the apartment process and whatnot. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I am so happy, and may God bless you all. Thank you guys.